Go.
Welcome back to the Post Office Pub for another edition of Coach's Corner featuring the Lady Rams softball team. I'm joined by junior catcher and third baseman Aaliyah Wall. Aaliyah, thank you for joining me. Of course. So I kind of want to start, we've been going freshmen through seniors. So now we're kind of in the upper class aspect of this. Being a junior, tell me what your greatest accomplishment is, whether it be athletically, school related, or whatever it may be. What do you think is your greatest accomplishment so far in your career?
My greatest accomplishment is something that me and my dad worked for years. I've been playing softball ever since T-ball, and we always worked special training, catching lessons and whatnot for me to start as a freshman on varsity. In my freshman year, I accomplished that by starting at shortstop, and it was probably the best moment of my life.
That's awesome. So actually, I have all these questions lined up, but that's great. I told you, if you just can give me something, I can run with it. So tell me about that. Tell me about the relationship with your dad and how everything transpired to exactly what you wanted it to.
Well, when I was in kindergarten, I actually first started off with cheer. That was horrible. I quit the second day. And then the following day, my dad asked me if I wanted to try T-ball because his whole life he played baseball. He was MVP. He made all teams.
The man.
And yeah, he was that guy.
Who's that?
Yeah. And he asked me if I wanted to try T-ball, and I did. And seeing how much it meant to him for me to take interest in a sport that he grew up playing and a sport that he was also very passionate about really just is what made me stick with it, because there were times where I was like, yeah, I don't really care for this, but as I grew older, I really grew to love the sport, and to be honest, it is what has really made me and my dad bond and become as close as we are. My dad is my best friend, as of right now, and for the rest of my life, But yeah, softball is probably one of the most important aspects of my life because of the relationship it created with me.
That's awesome. So, talking about that, just working every single day to get better at your craft, in any sort of aspect, athletically, academically, whatever. So, spinning it off to softball again, through basketball, softball, and any sport, long seasons filled with, especially in high school sports, homework, schoolwork, and everything in between. So through a long season like that, how do you personally stay motivated to not only keep playing, but to keep playing at a high level?
I personally stay motivated. Throughout all the years, struggling to, consistently go to practice, be at games, get home, homework, study, eat, shower, sleep, repeat. Me and my dad have a lot of conversations where, he's just like, you're doing this all for a reason. Because me personally, I want to play college softball. Yeah. And I also want to be a vet in college. You're working really hard in your academics so that way you can make it to the vet school in college, but you're also working really hard on offside to play softball in college. And it really means a lot to me because my dad, he didn't have the money to play for college. And so that's something that I've been really trying to work for.
Awesome. So talk to me a little bit about an area of your game that you would like to improve on as the season goes on and throughout the rest of your career, even into college as well. And then also, what is an area of your game that you feel like you've worked on successfully to the point where you are very happy with where you're at?
An area I would like to improve on would probably have to be communication skills. There are times where I catch myself staying silent instead of calling pop up, you, I got it. Right. That's probably one I would really want to improve on. And an area that I think I have pretty solid down would probably be my fielding.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've got that somewhat down. There's errors here and there, but everyone makes mistakes.
Of course, obviously. Yeah, very good. All right, so again, this is back to the profile thing. I always try to pick and choose a question that I think would best suit each person that I'm interviewing. I don't really know too much about everyone that I'm interviewing today, but I do know that I feel like this would be a very fun answer. So, if you've ever been late to class, what is your best excuse that you've made up?
Either that, I was in the bathroom, or I will blame it on talking to the assistant coach, Savannah. Being in her room, talking to her.
That's it. That'll do it.
And they'll just be like, okay, it's fine.
So the last thing I want to leave you off with is, you said you want to play college softball. Obviously, the high school ranks, the JV ranks, the high school ranks, and the college ranks are all different in themselves. So to anyone that doesn't know you, or to coaches really, because this will be seen by coaches, to coaches that don't know who you are, take this opportunity now and tell them who you are as a player and what they would get out of you.
As a player, I am very determined and very hardworking. If you tell me that there's an area of improvement that I really need to work on, I will go home and off to the side, or I will see a trainer to help me improve in that area. If there's anything that you need from me, you just have to tell me, and I will do my best to meet whatever it is. If you need me to learn a new position, if you need me to work on a certain batting skill or fielding skill or something like that, I will persistently and constantly go home to myself and work on it every day until I have it down.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Aaliyah Wall, junior catcher for the softball team.